Welcome. This is a description of the workshop Introduction to Sexual Alchemy, hosted by sexualalchemy.no. The vision of sexualalchemy.no is to inspire people to explore their sexuality and teach how they can utilize sex as a means for spiritual attainment within the Western mystery tradition. At the workshop Introduction to Sexual Alchemy, you will learn how to purify, release, and direct your sexual energies, and also how to utilize your sexual energies for spiritual attainment. The workshop lasts for 3 days. These are the topics and the focus of each day. On day 1, you will learn how to purify and release your sexual energies. On day 2, you will learn techniques of devotion through sex, and we will focus on self-awareness and your sexuality. On day 3, you will learn the art of transformation through sexual alchemy. Day 1, how to purify and release sexual energies. On day 1, we have several topics that we'll touch upon. First, we will give you a general introduction to sexual alchemy. Then we'll go through the principles of sexual alchemy. And of these, we'll go more in depth into principle number 1, that every man and woman is divine, and principle 3, sexual energy is a life force. These on day 1. We'll return to the others on the later days. We'll also give you a meditation and a technique for coming in contact with the silent observer. And you will learn a technique to purify your sexual energies, and also, of course, a technique to activate your sexual energies. Then we will end the day with going into the art of edging and how that can be used in sexual alchemy. And before the next day, you will be given some homework, some practical sexual exercises that you can do alone or with your partner. The principles of sexual alchemy are 7 in number. And these are as follows. Every man and woman is divine. Transformation is both a choice and a process. Sexual energy is the life force. Respect thyself. Be one. Learn when to give and to receive. Sex is a practice in freedom. On day 2, we focus on devotion through sex and self-awareness. There's several topics that we will touch upon during day 2. First is the principle 4, respect thyself. And as part of that, among other things, we will go through the erotic blueprints. Then we'll go into principle 5, be one, and show you how you must work with your whole being and life to be able to transform yourself. Then principle 7, that sex is a practice in freedom. Then we go to our thelemic roots and show some thelemic perspectives on sacred sexuality. Then we teach you a technique and exercise for chakra and kundalini. And then, at the end of the day, we will talk about the unio mystica and sexual ecstasy. And lastly, principle 6, learn when to give and receive. And also this day you will be given some homework that you must go home with your partner or alone to practice specific sexual exercises. Day 3 is dedicated to the transformation through sexual alchemy. It is the principle number 2, that transformation is both a choice and a process, that is the essence of the last day. We will give you a general introduction to alchemy and go into some of the most important symbols and practices of alchemy, of spiritual alchemy. Then we will show you and teach you what the prima materia, the secret fire, and the alembic of the art is within sexual alchemy, so that you get a basis for working with this system as a coherent whole. And we lean upon 2 different traditions in Western alchemical hermetic mysticism. The first is Splendor Solis, and we show how that is a depiction of the transformation of the individual. And the second one is also an ancient document known as Rosarum Philosophorum, and we'll show how that is a depiction of the transformation of the psyche through sexual union. Hope to see you at our workshop, and remind you that our early bird offer for our London event in May ends at the 22nd of April. Please visit our webpage at sexualalchemy.no and feel free to write us any questions that you might have. You can also buy event tickets at eventbrite.co.uk.